Okay, so I just had to say a little something about this. So y'all know Draya Michelle, who used to be on Basketball Wives, Basketball LA Wives, I think it was. So, my guilty pleasure is ratchetness, reality ratchetness. Uh, I'm invested in human behavior. I don't care how crazy it is. I'm invested because normally I just sit there and dissect everyone mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Anyway, back to this Drea thing. Drea, who's 39, the good old age of 39, still a baby to me, still very much a baby. But she's dating a 22-year-old, right? Who is the same age as her son. Now, what do I think about this? Oh, I have so many thoughts. And my thoughts derive from an experience that I had when I was messing around with the youngin'. And boy, oh boy, was I embarrassed. I didn't want too many people to know, even though a few people found out. But I wanted that to be top secret, especially from my son, who was a year younger than he was at the time. And, but this young man, let me tell you, I had no intentions of doing this. I had none whatsoever. But, things happen, and this man's body was so cut up. I mean, like, he was beautiful in his face, too. You know, when you see men and they actually look beautiful, he was beautiful. His body was beautiful. And his penis. And this is before I seen it in person. I mean, just there with nothing on it. It just threw his clothes because he didn't like to wear underwear. He didn't like underwear. And he was a naturalist. He was a purist. He was I don't want to say vegan, even though he was a vegan. He was plant-based. He was all about the earth, Mother Earth, and planting food and meditation and prayer and living a clean life. I mean, he was very mature for his age. Very, very, very mature. And one day he decided that, I'm sorry, I decided. I decided that I would hire him to help me do a couple of things in the house because I really needed a handyman, and he grew up with many men in his family that were skilled at, what were they skilled at? Oh, being contractors. They all had some type of contracting job. They knew how to build homes, they knew how to fix homes, and all of that. And he learned those very, very valuable skills from the men in his family. And, when I couldn't get one person to help me with whatever it was that I needed help with in the house, he was referred to me because I knew nothing about him. But that first day that I was introduced to him and he smiled with those beautiful teeth, perfectly aligned, and his locks were long and swinging. He didn't have on a shirt, of course. He didn't like clothes, but he had on some shorts with no underwear. Did I say no underwear? I wasn't the only one who saw it. I wasn't. But he was he was young and strapping, and he was beautiful. He was, and his body was ridiculous. And did I already say this? Because I'm just trying to tell you, there is no exaggeration, and I wish I had a friend of mine who was here could chime in to co-sign what I'm saying, but there was only one friend that knew about him, just one, and she did not judge me, even though I judged myself, but not that much during the process. But it took a while for me to even try to, because I stayed my distance. I did. I just wanted to look. I wasn't even thinking about touching. So all I'm saying is I can understand Draya with her 39-year-old self, soon to be 40, and her 22-year-old baby daddy. Now that part I don't understand. You cannot get pregnant by a fun night or 2 or 3 of them, however many you choose. You are not supposed to be pregnant by these youngsters. They are there to just revive, restore, help you to release, to regenerate, to, all of those things you need to do when you're much older. They just bring things back to your remembrance, maybe about how you need to get on the treadmill on a regular basis and loosen up those stiff muscles, and maybe do some more squats and lunges and stuff. Anything to be more flexible and limber, because he's going to bring that to your remembrance for sure. But Draya, you're not supposed to get pregnant. That's a no-no, honey. But you trapped that little boy, because he's making all of those millions in the NBA. Shame on you, Draya. Shame on you. And he's an impressionable young man. They're still babies at that age. 22, I'm sure he is crazy, ridiculously head over heels with you. Because I know the young man that I was dealing with for a short period of time. Oh, God, he was so crazy about me that when I came to my senses, after, I had to look myself in the mirror for, I wanted to say several days, but it was much longer than that. But for the amount of time that I had to look in the mirror, shoo, honey, that reflection started talking to me as I looked at it, and it looked at me, and as I looked at it, and I knew I wasn't doing the right thing. I mean, it felt good when but it wasn't overall the right thing. So I had decided, it was time to cut that off. Even though we had things to talk about, let me tell you what we talked about: spirituality, because he was on the path of connecting to his higher self. He didn't watch TV. He was really in a place that I was striving to be as far as spiritually. And, his diet was wonderful. The self-healing, he was all into that. That was my thing. So therefore we had conversation. But he was still immature and very much a baby. Very much a baby. But nothing else on it was. I'm just telling you, nothing else was. However, when you're having a good time, you're supposed to leave it in that bucket, the good time bucket. You're not supposed to come out of the good time bucket and get pregnant by these youngsters. They're just supposed to help you to restore your youth. That's it. That's it. That's it. And Draya, you crossed the line, Draya. You crossed the line. How will your son be able to look you in your face when you are pregnant by his homeboy? You know what I'm saying? His homeboy. this is no judgment to you, Draya, because again, I started out by saying I understand. I understand. When they look so good. Oh, they look so good. Body's fine. Everything is like, yeah, I understand. But there is a line we cannot cross as cougars. Now, I am no longer a cougar, even though the last guy I just dated was younger than me, but not by that much. So I'm older now, so I can date a young man, and he still be old as dirt too. So that's how old I am. I can date a younger man, and he's still silver, a silver fox, and still younger than me. It's funny, but these days, I generally like a granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? A granddaddy. Even though that's not saying much, but I like a good old 60-year-old. Give me a good or one that's right on the edge of 60, baby. Send them my way, and let them be all silver too, so we can match. Now, this right here, that needs to be smooth, and he needs to know how to run around a corner or two, because you're going to need that for me. However, I like the old granddaddy. I do. Send the granddads this way. Now, I won't turn away a youngin', but as I said before, the youngins these days will still be old. According to Draya, according to Draya's ass, since she's out here fucking a 22-year-old and getting pregnant by him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong with her. She should be looking for the owner of the team, not the player on the team. Where's the owner, Draya? You fine, right? Get the owner, or at least the coach. What the hell, the player? Girl.